Today on Flashback, we'll show you the time businessman H. Ross Perot was in the national spotlight 2 decades before he ran for president. This was 40 years ago today, September 17th, 1970. At that time, Perot was using some of his personal wealth to try and get Viet Nam-era American prisoners of war released. There, in fact, was an effort underway in Rhode Island to raise money for this purpose that day.
Nowhere in these files have I found where he has been successful in releasing any of the American prisoners of war. Now, what makes you think that your effort is going to affect that release of American prisoners of war?
Well, it's really not my effort. The National Commander-in-Chief has asked all the Ladies Auxiliary and the Veterans of Foreign Wars to have a joint effort so that maybe if we can put on pressure from a veterans organization and really pressure them, maybe they might be able to do something to help our boys there.
As you can see, Perot's efforts to use his money to help free the American POWs in Vietnam was a controversial issue back then. By the way, our reporter here is Franz Laubert. Flashing back to another September 17th, 1984, a mob murder trial was going on. A trial significant more for some of its characters than anything else. For instance, the murder victim was a man named Anthony the Moron Mirabella. This is the Moron. These pictures taken years earlier. What do you think? Does the nickname fit the man? A key witness was a mob informant named William Furley. We couldn't photograph his face, so in media circles, Furley became known as the Talking Tie. Just some of the nicknames we had to deal with back in those days. Back to that story from 1970 and the effort to find the POWs and MIAs in Vietnam. We don't know the name of the woman in that film who was part of the Ladies Auxiliary involved in the effort. But there is a coincidence, of course. In fact, later today at the State House in Providence, there will be an effort to recognize the POWs and those missing in action. It's POW MIA Day, recognized nationally each year on the 3rd Friday of September, which is today. So we've got a link between the last 40 years. That's Flashback.